Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about the weekend games that have just gone and any controversial issues, any goals or anything like that that happened. If you like our videos, please subscribe. Please drop a like on the video as well. Please put some comments on as well. What did you think of the games? Um, Check out our socials below and all that jazz. And check out all other videos as well of all the other games and our prediction videos as well. There's plenty more videos to come, so I hope you stick with us. Our second quarter-past-7 game on Sunday was Leicester City 3, Brighton Hove Albion 0.
Yeah, two goals from James Maddison and a goal from the main man, Jamie Vardy, gives Leicester a pretty good win. And do you know what? For once, Brighton were not unlucky in this game.
No, Leicester was fantastic. Um,
Yeah, um, the Leicester we sort of saw at the start of the season and not recent Leicester. So yeah,
the Leicester that
definitely.
we spent every week or every other week praising them and saying how good they was and probably one of the best teams in the league so far this season.
Yeah, and a big win when you consider what happened to a lot of the teams around them as well in the league. Couple of perhaps disappointing goals from Brighton's point of view.
Yeah. I mean, Brighton started off quick. They had a chance, didn't they? I mean, the Leicester defense was falling asleep, but they were just unlucky. But yeah, half decent goals. You know, well worked in terms of passing, movement, and that. But definitely unlucky. The first one, so the cross come in. It was half cleared. I suppose you could say it was half cleared. And then a decent strike from outside the box, but got a deflection.
Yeah, obviously before this as well, Leicester hit the post. Uh,
Jamie Vardy with a tight angle, yeah.
Vardy, yeah, I can't think who it was who got in front of the keeper, but yeah, so you've got to be clearing your lines a lot better. Justin had far much time to get the cross in the first place. Um, Poor defensively, decent strike from Maddison, perhaps a bit lucky. I don't think he quite caught it as cleanly as he'd like to, but it came through a couple of players. I think when I watched it live, I was perhaps a bit harsh on Pope and said he should have done better. Uh,
I think he was just unlucky.
yeah, so it was a tough one to keep track of. It did go through some players. It's not even Pope, it's Matt Ryan. Changed the goalkeepers around, and he sort of made up for it not long after with a pretty good save as well. Just Leicester seemed to carve through the defence at will,
Mm.
especially on the right hand side. Again, Justin pulling the ball back. Um, I think it might have been Maddison again with the shot,
I think it was,
and,
yeah.
and it was fantastic fingertip save to push it round the post. But again, ball played down the right hand side. Justin gets his cross in, and who else but Jamie Vardy running onto it to score a tap in.
A lot of people keep saying about his age and things like that, and he doesn't look the age that he is. The pace, the movement, the awareness. He's just a fantastic striker, and this was one of those as well. You know, he saw where the ball was going to go, and he just made sure he was there before the keeper and before the defender could react, and just slotted it past the keeper.
Yeah, it was easy really for Vardy on what was his 222nd Premier League appearance, which makes him the record equaling Leicester player now in the Premier League. Um, and you just sort of think he's going to get a goal midweek as well to break that record in style. And of course, he assisted both goals for Maddison as well.
I mean,
The
we've said about Vardy, he's going to be up there with top goal scorer at end of season, and he's showing that we're probably all right.
Yeah, definitely. what might be up there at the end of the season would be for goal of the season and James Maddison's effort. So, yet again, space down the right hand side of Brighton's defence. Vardy cuts the ball back, a couple of step overs, teases the defender a little bit, cuts inside onto his left, and just kills a beauty into the top corner. Ryan, absolutely no chance for this one. And I mean, Maddison was speaking about it after the game, and you could just see the smile on his face and how much he enjoyed it.
I mean, you've got the likes of Madison and Harvey Barnes who's been scoring some spectacular goals this season, and then you got Vardy that there's not one type of goal that he scores that he is known for scoring. It's just like all over the place. It could be one on ones. It could be, you know, like today, the great ball in and him being aware and getting there before the defenders. It could be decent shots from edge area. It's just amazing, and the whole Leicester team when they play like this, they are unbeatable. It's the last couple of weeks where they kind of hit and miss. They lost against Fulham last week. That was a shock to me. We've praised them so much, and I think what will happen is we'll praise them for a couple of weeks, and then they'll go missing again, and we'll start slagging them off and saying that they were very poor. But when they play like today, when they play together and everybody's on form and confident, then they're unstoppable. And it wouldn't surprise me if they are up there challenging for the title at end of year, especially with how this season's gone. And like I say, massive 3 points, the fact that Tottenham and Liverpool drop points.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of praise is being heaped on Son at Tottenham, but this game took Jamie Vardy level with his goals and assists in one less game. And maybe it's because, Vardy's been doing it in the Premier League for many years now. He's not particularly spoken about as much, but in terms of goal involvement, there's only Harry Kane that has been involved in more goals than Jamie Vardy so far this season. And well, Harry Kane is having just one of them freak seasons, really. So Vardy to be sort of up there as well, like you say, at his age,
Mm.
he looks like he's a brand new kid.
I think one thing that's definitely helping him is, he retired from international football, and in a way, I think that was the right move. Not because of his age or anything like that, but I think it was underappreciated for England, and he didn't get the games and the chances that he deserved. And I think that's definitely going to benefit himself and Leicester this season. Obviously, we've complained about the international breaks, where there's like 3 games in an international break now. We've had 2 of them so far in what is going to be an absolutely mental season in terms of games week in, week out, 2 or 3 games. And he's just looking on fire. He's looking as fit as ever. And I just can't wait to watch his movie. There's got to be a movie about his rise to where he is now compared to where he started. And don't forget, there's a picture floating about quite a few years ago where him and Harry Kane was on the bench together,
Yep.
and they couldn't get
At
into the
Watford,
starting lineup.
I mean, at half time, Jamie Vardy had 9 touches, scored a goal, and set up 2 goals. So every third touch, he was involved in a goal. And
But I like the fact
seemed,
that you've got Madison and Harvey Barnes and the other players as well. Like we've mentioned about Southampton, Southampton are looking good, and it's not just one player that they're relying on. And I don't think they're just relying on Jamie Vardy at the moment. I think I've said this in a couple of videos that there was, but today's performance showed that they're not. Even though obviously it was on the pitch, other people are contributing. Other people are making these runs and having these shots and scoring the goals.
yeah, and another pretty interesting Jamie Vardy fact, he's now scored the same amount of goals in the Premier League as Lukaku did. Lukaku's were all before he was 25 years old. Vardy's was all after he was 27 years old. So he is quite clearly showing that, age doesn't mean anything at all to him. And as long as Leicester have Vardy, Leicester are a danger to everyone.
So that loss puts Brighton 16th with 10 points. The last 6 games, they've only had one win in there. So the next couple of weeks is huge for them. They definitely need to try and get some points. But as we said, Liverpool and Tottenham dropping points this weekend. Leicester obviously slipped last week when they lost to Fulham, but this week they got a win and they're 1 point behind the top two in third place. So with how tight it is in the top five, even top eight, we could see anybody at the top of the league come January 1st.